Hey, hello. So, a couple of friends asked me, are you going to do your Oscar prediction this year? Because I do it like every year since, I don't know, 20, no more, like 30 years, 28 years, since I was in high school. And sure, I do it. Why not? And that's my attitude. Sure, I do it. Why not? Welcome to this awesome video. Because I kind of don't care about the Oscars anymore, so that's why. So sure, I do it. Maybe next week or maybe the next. And because the awards show is this Sunday. This was yesterday. So what this Sunday? I thought it was in the 23rd. But no, it's tomorrow. It's tomorrow. So I'm improvising this video. So I put in motion my all my powers of fortune telling, and I'm like Chris Will. I know all. So let's do it. I won't have too much time to edit this video, so I'm going to try to do it in one run. Probably I'm not gonna put the posters of the movies and all that because I have like 0 minutes to edit this. So let's go. But before that, a word from our sponsor. I don't have any sponsors. Um, like this prediction is nothing like hard to do. Is if you're like really observant, you can do this prediction. Is the Oscars are kind of predictable. So that's one of the reason I kind of don't care. Um, and and like every year, like the worst year I ever have, I predicted like something like 16 of the 24 in those days, and the best year probably I do like 20, now 23 awards. um and like I said, this is not like something like it's super hard. You can, of course, it helps to watch the movie, which I do, and do a bit of research. But I've seen many occasions, like in the news here or in other countries, like say we have the best movie critic in the world. He predicted 12 awards. I in my even in my worst year, I do only half. I'm always like 2/3 up. And saying that, probably this will be my worst year because I'm getting cocky. So probably now I'm going to predict like one. So that's it. Let's jump right in. So there are three categories of short: animated short, live action short, and documentary short. This is always like my hardest predictions, because the one which I have most trouble to, because there is no information most of the time. There is nowhere to watch these shorts. So most of the time I'm doing it like by reviews, like even summaries. That's all I have to make a prediction. Maybe you can recognize a name and say, oh, okay, this guy or this girl has made documentaries before. He's got an award before. Sometimes, and other times you don't even have that. So it is almost at random in this prediction. I do a little bit of research, but okay. For documentary short, the short Indecent, but I'm gonna cut that part. So for best documentary short, I predict Incident. For best live action short, I predict The Man Who Could Not Remain Silent. And for best animated short, I predict Yuck. Okay, let's go to the oftenly called technical awards. Visual effects, Dune Part 2, I think that's a no-brainer. Best song, the song El Mal from Emilia Perez. That's my prediction based on of all of I have observed and not what I want to win. That movie, the less I say about that movie, the better. But that's what I think is gonna happen. Best score, Conclave. Best makeup and hairstyling, The Substance. Best sound, Dune Part 2. Best costume design, Wicked, and best production design, Wicked. And best editing, Conclave. Best cinematography, The Brutalist. And that's like all the technical awards. And let's go to the so-called main awards. So, best animated feature, animated movie, The Wild Robot. Best documentary, Porcelain War. And best adapted screenplay, I predict Conclave, Peter Strogan. Best original screenplay, Anora, Sean Baker. Best supporting actress, Zoe Saldana, Emilia Perez. Best supporting actor, Kieran Culkin, A Real Pain. Best actress, Demi Moore, The Substance. That's totally deserved, by the way. And best actor, Timothée Chalamet, A Complete Unknown. Also great performance. And best directing, Sean Baker for Anora. And my prediction for best picture is Anora. I like that movie. I think it's a complete bonkers movie, but in a good way. It's complete chaos, and it's really funny when it wants to be funny, and is kind of brutal when it want to be brutal. So, despite not being like your typical Oscar movie, I think and in some places it crosses the line. It's a bit long for the story it's telling. It could be easily 20 minutes short, but I think it's a good movie. Overall, is and Sean Baker did the producing, not alone, but he did the producing, the directing, that was alone, the writing, and it is his vision clearly. So I think that's the thing the Academy wants to award. So about the movies, the best picture movies. So give me a second. I'm gonna cut that. Okay, a quick rundown about the movies. The best picture nominees. I sustain my position that 10 nominees are way too much. Five. This is supposedly the best movies of the year. You have to narrow it to 5. There's plenty of good movies, But when you're saying supposedly this is the best of the year, can you have to narrow it to five. So of the 10 movies, like I said, I really like Anora. I think it should be there. I think it's a great movie. I also like the Bob Dylan movie, directed by James Mangold, A Complete Unknown. Great movie. There is good movies being made. There's not all stupid stuff. It's not all superhero stuff, which I love. I like superhero movies, but I don't think every movie needs to be that. And when they say there is no good movies anymore, there is good movies still being made, but I think the problem is if you actively have to chase those movies, they're not like really available for everyone. So most of these movies, like from for general audiences, completely flew under the radar. They don't know much of these movies exist. So that I think that's the problem, and probably it needed to have more movies like this, but that's another conversation. Okay. Of course, I like Dune Part Two. I think that's the group of the great movies, and The Substance. Uh, I think those four are like in a different category than the other group. And the Brazilian movie, I'm still here, and I haven't watched. I couldn't find it anywhere, so I'm talking about like the nine. I'm screwing that because I haven't. And the other movies, for instance, Conclave, I think is a good movie. It's a perfectly okay movie. It's fun, and I mean not fun. It's nothing fun about it, but but entertaining in the sense this is a thriller. That's what I meant. It's fun in that way. You're watching a thriller, so that's fun. But it's totally okay. But I mean, in a different year, I don't think this movie will be nominated. And Nickel Boys, I think also is a good movie. I was thrown off by the POV shot of the movie. Most of the movie is okay. Most of the movie is shot in a first person view, and I think the idea is like to like put in the shoes of the character and like to relate with that. But I don't think it work. I don't need to be in a POV shot to identify with a character. You can construct that, and I find that a little bit gimmicky, and that's why that movie didn't work for me. The POV style that almost 90% of the movie have, at the end I found it distracting. And Wicked, I mean, it's a musical. I guess the songs are pretty good, but I guess I don't know much about that. But the movie is way too long, and it doesn't have an ending. The movie stops. It says to be continued, and for a movie that's like 2 hours and a half, almost 3 hours, is it cannot end like that. So I have like the same problem with Dune Part One. Don't call me an hypocrite. I say the same thing about that movie. Um. So and Emilia Perez, Lisa said about that movie the best, and The Brutalist also. No. Okay. I will try to put the list of all my predictions because, like, Probably you are thinking, what did he say about best cinematography? Neither I remember now. It was Concrete. No, it wasn't. It was The Brutalist. Okay, so that's it. Hopefully, the list it will be in a couple of seconds. Thanks for watching and bye.